Yo, it's Alex Wiley. You're rocking with Lyrical Lemonade. Young Bennett in the cut behind the camera, like a little biatch. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, but he is being kind of a little biatch for not being in front of the camera.
Hang if you wanna come hang, we could roll up 10 things if you wanna. They know what I be on. I know fucking.
From a financial standpoint, it's just being comfortable. I don't think it's like richness or like extreme wealth. It's just like a comfort level where you don't have to worry about shit. Really, you can just create, do what you want to do, and do what you want to do. It makes you happy and what you're passionate about, and just feeling creatively fulfilled, and having good relationships with people. Rubbing people the right way and making sure that like you that just your presence is positive always. That like you're not a negative influence on really any situation you're in.
They know what I be on, straight marijuana, yeah. I was 16, I came a little too close to killing myself. I apologize if
on our way to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we would just be in that bitch freestyling for hours and hours. We had an ounce of like some really great purple weed from my homie Dave that owns some acres in Humboldt County, upstate California. And like we had just left LA. We were staying at dude's crib on Venice Beach and shit. And like he would always be gone at like 5 in the morning and like driving upstate and shit, and come back at like 11 p.m. with just like zips on zips of samples and shit. He gave us a zip to leave with. But basically this is all just fueling, like this is backstory as to why we were so high, just bass freestyling for like 3 straight hours driving through New Mexico basically. But yeah, we was just super duper cush. And fucking, that's just what we would do, because the speakers in the van weren't great. We didn't really like listening to music on that shit. We all didn't have music on our phones. Most niggas' phones were dead. And fucking somebody was just playing like a beat tape or some shit off their phone, and we would just rap. And I was just like, I just remember one of the lines was like, "Call me a little nonchalant, took your bitch, I'm nonchalant, fucked your bitch, I'm nonchalant." And I just thought everybody thought it was funny. I thought it was super duper funny. And fucking, yeah. But basically, just stem from a bass freestyle, as most things do, most things in life do, from a bass freestyle.
Myself. I apologize if when I came on the other side, I was feeling myself. That's my shit. That's nothing that you gotta deal with.
Basically, Closed Session started as like a content piece for a blog, Ruby Hornet, that Alex Fruchter, one of the co-founders of Closed Sessions, was. It was a site that he started and like was writing for, and it was his site basically. And he would like, he partnered with this studio, Soundscape Studio, which is Mike Kolar, the other co-founder of it. And they would have Chicago artists and not Chicago artists, like bigger artists sometimes, come into this studio and like lock in with the producer and like make some shit. And I'd seen it a few times. I wanted to do one. And Thelonious Martin was in there heavy at the time. Like he was one of the main dudes doing sessions and shit. And he invited me to the studio to get on a song he was doing with this dude Scheme. Keep going up. But yeah, I went there. I recorded a verse that I honestly don't like so much now. And but that was my first time there. That was my first time meeting Kolar and fucking doing all that shit. And then I was working on an EP with Kimbe at the time. And we talked to him about what we were working on. We just got to talk about what we were doing. We came through, played them some shit. They were fucking with it a lot. And they were talking to us about how they had just like started it as a label, and they wanted to put out projects and shit. And they were talking to me and Kimbe about putting out a project, and Kimbe ended up not being with it, essentially. He ended up moving to LA for like some other shit. So I was just there, and then basically me and Kimbe like ended up REP. We never finished it. So then I started working on my own shit. And I still like, at the time I was recording with Elton at Classic, like super late night sessions a couple times a week and shit. And basically I was recording at Soundscape and I liked it a lot. And they invited me back. Basically, we just got to talking and we figured we were gonna drop my project and shit. And then from there, I don't know, like I was fucking with the vibe, everything. I liked that it was like some Chicago shit, and that it was a really top-notch studio. I felt like I could really take my sound wherever I wanted to. And it just evolved from there to like me really just like signing with them and fucking just wanting to do fucking with that company and shit.
That's it.
And yeah, that's basically where it started. And now like Close Sessions manages me, and I'm like, you know, just still independent, but like I have this cool thing, this structure. It's like where I record. It's like the whole home base of like my whole shit, basically.
Dope.
Well, I'm about 5 songs in now, and it's like my most enjoyable listen, I think. Like it's gonna be the smoothest listen from top to bottom of any of my projects. And I don't know, I think like, I don't know, I'm super stoned now, I'm trying to think of the right things to say, but it's really just gonna be like me as fuck now, the same way like kind of Village Party was just like meant to just be like me as fuck lyrically, and it's kind of back on that. It's kind of like the next step up from Village Party really, but it's better because like I feel like I'm more in my perfect pocket now. Like I know exactly what I'm trying to do and how I want my shit to come off, and like how I want my shit to come off live in live situations, and it's just themed off of like a lot of my favorite albums, you know, like I want it to be just a really good, it's gonna be a really good album. People are gonna enjoy it a lot, I think. Really the ideal way for people to hear my shit was like I would post it on the internet and people would hear it and then they would tell me what they thought after that. But I never really liked to like in person like play music for people. It's always super awkward for me. But this project I tried to like get over that and like make shit that like I was confident to just play for my friends, you know. So like that added thing in the process made me make different music because I was making it like knowing like I'm gonna play this for people today type shit. So it's like it's my most like relatable sound, I think. I fuck with it a lot. It's my favorite thing for myself, and I say that objectively. Like I separate myself from situations and from shit all the time so that I can look at it objectively, and I feel like objectively it's my favorite. I'm making my favorite music for myself.
Okay, I've been high for way too long. I just came to show face, okay, ain't trying to stay too long.
It feels pretty crazy because of how similar it feels, like fucking like that Paris show it was crazy. Like it felt like I might as well have been in Chicago. Like it was crazy. But then like show like I did a show in Germany that was like with this dude Cashy, who's like from Raider Clan, I guess. But I met him, he's cool as fuck. That's my homie. Like fucking but the crowd was there for Cashy essentially, and it was weird. It was like a packed show, and fucking they were like fucking with my shit, but it was just weird, like their taste and like the shit that they played during the DJ sets, and like everyone was like dancing in like ways I'd never seen. It was just crazy. It was like a freaky ass experience. And we were sitting there. I didn't go on till like 1:30, so I was already in the show was like in this club. So like our little green room section was like it's just like a section in the club essentially, and like I was just like pretty drunk at that point, pretty stoned. Fucking Cashy came through with weed. We were out of weed in Germany for like a whole day. Fucking met up with Cashy and he had some, so we were just smoking there. And basically it was just freaky as hell, man. Like I was just sitting there like completely zooted, just looking at like people just like, I can't even describe to you how they were dancing and like freaky ass, I don't know, it was just freaky as hell. And then I performed in front of them and it was cool, like it was really cool. And I don't know, man, but like Germany was like culture shock for real. That was like the most culture shock. That was crazy, man. That was like a freaky ass place.
I admit it. I ain't really shit. I admit it. Hey.
Tom York, the lead singer of Radiohead, is like my dream collaboration. He's my favorite artist. I would want to make a song with Tom York, Kid Cudi, and me, and I think it would be tight. That would be my like dream collaboration. My favorite, like my dream song to put together.
I ain't really shit, I admit it. Clean scope the same at my dip, then I lay.
I have no idea. I don't know where Alex Wiley is in 5 months. I don't know where Alex Wiley is in 5 weeks. I don't know. I mean, I'll be 26. Damn, what would I like to be at 26? Just fucking outrageously balling, essentially. Like, balling completely out of control. Literally, like, the way that this young man is balling is now out of control. I won't really be a young man at that point, though. I'll just be a man. It'd be like, the way that this man is balling has now exceeded all control. He has surpassed any control to his ball. So, yeah, at 26, yeah, just essentially balling without limits. Limitless ball.
Hella dirt on my dreams, I get lost in my dreams, and we about to bring that turn up to